Well, welcome everyone to the official start of the 2025 Lady Eagle volleyball season. Of course, last week the Eagles welcomed Lone Oak for a benefit game, but today, real start to the season as they travel down to Russellville to take on the Cyclones. Russellville's become a yearly opponent for the Lady Eagles and a regular opener. We will see this matchup renewed for I'm not even sure how many seasons in a row at this point. Not for the Lady Eagles. Of course, we've talked at length about the non-conference schedule that they face to get ready for conference play. A signal of the no junior high action tonight. They also will open with a tough opponent, to say the least, on Thursday. As they welcome Greenwood. Just about a minute away from when we will hear the starting lineups. Pledge of Allegiance, I'm sure, and the national anthem. Russellville enters today's contest 0-1. They traveled to Little Rock Christian just yesterday, dropping that one in straight sets. And I actually think when you look at this early non-conference slate for the Lady Eagles, it says a lot that this is probably one of the most winnable games in that stretch. And they take on Farmington and Van Buren, and of course have that extremely difficult grind at Spikefest in Little Rock a week from Saturday.
Josh, this isn't an easy opener for Russellville either. This is a good non-conference for both teams, being just 45 minutes apart. A good test for Russellville as well as obviously a good test for Paris. I talked to a coach from the 5A last night about possibly a benefit game next year, and she said, I'll play in a benefit game, but we're not playing regular season. So obviously it's a good test for Paris, but also for Russellville.
We will pause for the moment of silence and national anthem.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Thank you. Tonight's volleyball matchup is a non-conference match featuring the Paris Lady Eagles and your Russellville Lady Cyclones. Now let's meet the starters for Paris, coached by Jerry Fulmer and assisted by Sierra Zimmer. Number 7, Alexa Aradandi. Number 10, Chloe Moore. Number 12, Abby Yarnell. Number 13, Ashton Ely. Number 17, Addison Harrell. Number 18, Rowan Patterson. And number 24, Taya Thomas. And now let's get the starting lineup for your Russellville Lady Cyclones. They're coached by Ashley Jackson, assisted by Gabby Stringer. A junior, number 1, Reese Hunt. Junior, number 2, Madison Ross. A senior, number 3, Callie Whitford. A senior, number 4, Edith Zakian. A senior, number 10, Macy McKinley. A junior, number 12, Emma Skiles. And a junior, number 19, Louie Hollis.
As the two teams meet at the net, we are just about ready to get this one started. As the Lady Eagles officially launched their state title defense campaign here against a much larger opponent in Russellville, but that is an old hat at this point for the Lady Eagles program, who takes on programs much larger than 3A classification on a regular basis.
Notice that starting lineup, senior, sophomore, several sophomores in the starting lineup. Number 10, Chloe Moore. Number 24, Taya Thomas. And Patience Rogers. I think Addison Harrell was in there. Of course, then you got the seniors, Ely, Yarnell, and Rowan Patterson as well. They're going to be obviously key contributors to this season and going to depend a lot on the success as this team looks to gel early and get going with each other.
Rowan Patterson and Ashton Ely, really the only two key contributors from that state championship team a year ago. A lot of other players saw some time here and there, but a lot of new faces and a lot of those sophomores anchoring it as we are underway. Russellville holding serve first, played up by Rogers. Thomas with the second touch. He'll be freed over by Arredondo, who's in the libero jersey tonight. Russellville with a good attack here. It is popped up by Arredondo. Ball settling backwards, though. Ely manages to get a free ball over. Good hustle there. Russellville with the chance, and they get a cross-court shot from the outside for the game's first kill.
Good dig by Arredondo there. That's one thing that we're going to see out of these teams this first week is the strength of their outside and middles.
Cyclones back to serve again. This one played up by Arredondo. Yarnell moving over, able to get the set off to Patterson. Not quite able to complete that one. Good defense by the Cyclones. Ely there. Yarnell to the middle. That set a little off for Chloe Moore. It'll be popped into the net for an error, and it is 2-0 Cyclones. And a serving error against the Cyclones will give the Lady Eagles their first point of the night as they take themselves off the line.
Addison Harrell subbing in for number 4, Patience Rogers. Addison will play the front row as Patience was back row player for her.
First serve for the Eagles will come from the setter, the senior Abby Yarnell. Good serve here, received well by the Cyclones. They'll go to the middle on the attack here. Popped up by Yarnell and played over on the second touch by Harrell, and they are going to call a double against the sophomore. And that violation gives Russellville a 3-1 lead. Substitutions being made on the Russellville side. Arredondo, we mentioned earlier, in the libero jersey. That will be a spot we look at here in the early going of the season, competing with Emerson Comp, who I'm sure we'll see soon. And an overpass ball They are going to get
Call Russellville for the term roofing. That ball was still on Paris's side, and Paris had a hit left, so Russellville can't reach over and play that ball if Paris is there, has a chance to play it.
Here's Rowan Patterson on the serve, and that one too aggressive into the net.
Paris is going to sub in number 9, Emerson Comp, as senior, is going to play back row for Patterson.
4-2 your score here, still early in the opening set. Serve coming from the Cyclones. Played up well by Arredondo here. Yarnell to the right side to Harrell. Her shot played up by the Cyclones. They'll attack from their right side, and it will score. Arredondo not able to get a pass up there, and it is 5-2 Cyclones. Serve coming from Russellville. It will be not even in the net, under the net.
Thomas comes in to play front row for your Eagles.
Chloe Moore, sophomore, back to serve here for Paris. Played up by the libero for the Cyclones. They'll go to the middle on the attack. And it will be into the net, misplayed. Paris pulls within a point here at 5-4. With Moore back to serve once again. She will put it in play, and it is another serving error. Well, we've seen a lot of those from both teams so far in the early going here.
It's at least 4 in the first 10 points. 2 by each team, could be more, just 4 that I remember.
6-4, and the majority of those on our score have been errors by either team. Here's Yarnell to the right side to Harrell, too close to the net for Harrell, cannot pop it over. That'll be another error, and it is 7-4 Cyclones.
We're going to see some growing pains early in the season with this team as they look to get together, get all the kinks out.
Nice serve is overpassed and ends up setting the hitter for the Cyclones. Easy stuff for Russellville, and right now Russellville has the Eagles doubled up 8-4 here, still in the early going. A lot of those, call them what you will, early season jitters, just some of those kinks that have to be worked out. Good serve here, played up by Ely. Yarnell to the outside back to Ely. Good swing here and a kill for the senior Ashton Ely. Paris within a triple now at 8-5.
All-Star with a good pass. Ashton got the pass up, and we're able to get her a set and a good clean kill.
Addison Harrell back to serve for Paris. Loping shot played up by the Cyclones. Back-footed attack here will be played up by Harrell. Yarnell bumps it to the outside to Ely. Ely aiming her shot there, and she will score.
It's a senior move right there. Instead of just trying to swing, she found an open spot and just got it over and in.
Paris still trailing by 2 here. Serve coming from Harrell. Played up by the libero for the Cyclones. Shaky receive here. They will have to free it over. Good opportunity here for Paris. Yarnell to the middle to Thomas, and she swings that one beyond the back line. Wanted a touch call. They will not get the benefit of the doubt, and it is 9-6 Cyclones.
Back in for the Eagles, Patience Rogers subs in to play back row.
Serve coming from the Cyclones. This one played up by Arredondo. Yarnell to the outside to Thomas. She has to tip. Joust the net still alive and pushed over by Emerson Comp. Russell now to the outside. Good cut. Played up by Emerson Comp. And it will be another roofing call against the Cyclones.
Russellville was just a little too eager on that one. Subbing in for the Eagles is Rowan Patterson as Comp comes out.
Ashton Ely now back to serve. Had a great postseason run a year ago in her junior season. And this one is in the net for another serving error that has plagued both of these teams so far this afternoon. 10-7 your score here. Russellville leading in the early going by 3. Serve coming here, played up by Ely, sailing out of bounds though. Nearly hits the up official. It is 11-7 after the ace. Paris still trying to get its footing in serve receive a little bit here. Ely plays this one up well. Yarnell to the right side to Thomas. She is blocked in for a Russellville point. And the score now 12-7. And that will draw a timeout from Coach Fulmer. We'll take a break as they go through the timeout. We'll be back with you after a word from our sponsors.
Tuber, where you can have an ice cream and watch football.
Or you have a coffee and watch volleyball.
Family owned, alumni owned, 22 Brew.
Go Eagles!
Logan County Glass on Highway 22 in Paris. See them for all your glass and mirror needs, whether it's automobile, shower enclosure, windows, or commercial. Logan County Glass in Paris.
Looking for a fast and friendly pharmacy? ExpressRx offers free delivery, convenient drive-through, and personalized service. We are your hometown pharmacy. ExpressRx, come in and experience the difference.
Back to the action here in the opening set. This serve played by Ely. Yarnell back to Ely. That's going to tip at the net, and it will carom between a few Cyclones and finally sail backwards for a Paris point. Eagles still trailing by 4 here.
Chloe Moore back in for the Eagles as Thomas comes out and Arredondo goes back to serve.
Here is the serve by Arredondo. Will be an ace for the senior. Venom here. Another good serve is in for another ace for Arredondo. 3 straight for the Eagles coming out of that timeout. And the score now sits at 12-10. Russellville still leading by 2. Here's Arredondo on the serve. Played up by the libero for Russellville. Shaky receive. They have to free it over. Rogers there for the Eagles. Yarnell out to Patterson down the line. And Patterson gets the kill. And Paris pulls within 1 now at 12-11. Arredondo back to serve again. As Eagles try to tie this one up. Again, shaky receive. Caroms between a few Russellville Cyclones. They can't get it over in 3 touches. And we are tied at 12 all. That is 5 straight points coming out of the timeout. Great response here from Paris. Another good serve from Arredondo. It's another ace. And Paris will take its first lead of the day.
It's amazing if you put pressure on the other team without committing errors yourself, the points start coming, and that's exactly what the Eagles have been doing.
The run up to 6 straight for the Eagles. Another aggressive serve and another ace for Alexa Arredondo. And that will prompt a timeout by the Cyclones. We'll be back with you in a moment for more volleyball action here after a word from our sponsors.
Farm Credit of Western Arkansas and Paris. Proud to support our farmers, families, and Friday night football. Rural ending, hometown strong.
When it's time for your next vehicle, shop local and drive with pride. You'll get more than a great car. You'll get hometown service and support from folks who know you by name. Paris Ford and Paris Chevrolet, proud supporters of the Paris Eagles.
After they fell behind 12-7, they now lead 14-12. Here's Arredondo on the serve. It's another ace for Alexa Arredondo, who is on fire from the serving line right now. Another serve. This one will sail out of bounds on Arredondo, but a great run there.
7 in a row?
8 in a row, I believe, before that. Yeah, it was 12-7. Score not updated on the scoreboard here. Should be 13-15. I won't tell tell them. There they have it now. Serve coming from Russellville. Played up by Rogers. Yarnell the outside to Patterson. That one not touched. So back-to-back errors against the Lady Eagles will pull Russellville within a point at 14-15. Serve coming from the Cyclones. Redondo there. Yarnell to Ely coming up and just misplays that one. 3 straight errors now will tie the set up again at 15 all. Here's the serve by Russellville, played up by Rogers. Yarnell out to Patterson, and Patterson will complete the play for the Eagles. And Paris quickly retakes the lead 16-15 with Abby Yarnell back to serve.
Addison Harrell back in the game for the Eagles to play front row as Rogers subs out.
Here is the serve by Yarnell. Received pretty well by Russellville to the right side. Swung that one too high. It will be out of bounds, an error against the Cyclones. And Paris takes a 17-15 lead as we're getting deeper into the opening set. This one played up well by Russellville. They're going to dump over the second touch. It's dug out by Yarnell. Ely to Patterson, standing attack towards the back line. It's played by the libero, but nobody able to track it down. Eagles will score and take an 18-15 lead here. Here's the serve by Yarnell. He's going to clip the libero on the way out.
I thought it hit her, but from up here it did, and I didn't see a signal right away, but the up official signaled that it clipped her. Looked like maybe in the head.
I thought so. I didn't see either one of the line judges signal for a touch, but up official on top of that one. 19-15, biggest lead so far for the Eagles. And shaky receive here for Russellville. They will have to send a free ball over. Redondo with the first touch. Yarnell to Moore up the middle, and a good swing from the sophomore, Chloe Moore. And Paris extends their lead to 5 at 20-15. And another timeout called by the Cyclones. Back with you in a moment after a word from our sponsors.
At Union Bank, we're proud to invest in community. You'll see our logo or our team in every corner of our town because we're much more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors too. We're Union Bank, rooted in community and focused on you. Member FDIC.
Does shelter insurance cover shiny red cars?
Yeah.
What about purple vans?
Also, yes.
Monster trucks?
What's going on, son?
From shiny red cars to purple minivans, you can count on Shelter's local agents to help you protect what matters most.
(20-15) your score here. Eagles up by 5 in the opening set against Russellville. Fell behind 12-7. And they have found their footing since then. Good receive this time by Russellville. They'll push it to the outside on the attack, tipped to the net, and pushed back by Harrell. And a lift called against the sophomore.
Point goes to Russellville. 7 in for the Lady Cyclones, taking number 16, Braylon Herring, along with number 8, Arabella Garcia.
I don't know about that one, Josh.
I don't either. Still a 4-point advantage for the Eagles. Here's a serve by Russellville, played up by Ely. Yarnell to the right side to Patterson. And it will swing out for an error. So 2 straight for Russellville coming out of the timeout. A violation and an error. Paris's lead down to 3. Here's the serve by Russellville. Location on the shot by the sophomore, Chloe Moore. And as Paris take.
Eagles were able to stop that little run by Russellville at a crucial time.
Here's the serve by Patterson. Popped up pretty well by Russellville. They'll get an attack from the outside. Patterson there for the Eagles. Yarnell over to Ely. That one will carry him out of play. A kill for Ashton Ely. Paris goes back up by 5, matching their largest lead, and just 3 points away from taking the first set. Here's the serve by Patterson. It is in for an ace. Nobody goes after it for Russellville.
We might have got a call on the road.
I thought so too. But we will take it as Paris is just 2 points away. Here's Patterson. That one's going to sail well out of play on a bad pass and serve receive for Russellville. It is 24-17, and Paris now with an opportunity to claim the first set. Here is Patterson on the serve. It's an ace, and that will do it. What a response by Paris. That was an 18-5 run to close out that opening set. We will take a break here as the teams huddle between sets. We'll be back with you for set 2. Paris wins set 1, 25-17. They lead 1-0. Back with you in a moment.
Warren Shoes, your home for Nike, New Balance, North Face, and UGG. Locally owned since 1949. Located in their iconic location on the square in downtown Paris.
Brendan Fields with Johnson Law Office in Paris and Clarksville handles will. Call 479-847-3003.
Ameriprise Financial delivers financial solutions for today and tomorrow through a comprehensive and personalized financial planning approach built on a long-term relationship with a knowledgeable advisor. See Sieben Morgan & Associates in Paris or Ozark today. El Perion Mexican Restaurant, located on Highway 22 on the west side of Paris for the best in Mexican cuisine. Go see them today at
Paris and Russellville tied a set apiece. Paris won set 1, 25-17. Russellville responded in set 2 with a 25-20 victory of their own. As we head into the third set.
Getting some feedback from our viewers. Hopefully this set will be a little bit more continuous. Some Wi-Fi issues here at Cyclone Arena, but the wizard, Mr. Reinhardt, thinks he might have had it figured out. We're just probably going to go to one camera. Had some connectivity issues. So we're going to try this out, and hopefully it runs smoother. And I think one camera view with a smoother vocal would probably be better than multiple cameras. So we'll see how this set goes.
Russellville holds the first serve here in the third set. And we'll play it up and over where it's played up by Ely. Yarnell to Ely coming up. Good swing there, but played up really well by Russellville. They go to the right side, tip coming over the block, and it will score for the Cyclones. One 0 Russellville as we have just started the third set. This one will be played up by Arredondo. Yarnell to the outside to Patterson. Tip to the net, played up by the Cyclones. Long pass over to the outside and a good swing down the line. The kill for Russellville.
Once again, we've talked about the power from a bigger team, and not getting a hand on the block has led to that point.
2-0 Cyclones. Here's the serve by Russellville. Played up by Ely. She'll get the attack off the set of Yarnell, and it will score the first point of the set for the Eagles.
Great back row attack there by Ely, showing off her power as Rogers subs out Harrell in to play the front row for your Lady Eagles.
2-1. Russellville leading by a point here in the early stages of set 3. Shaky receive here for Russellville. It'll end up being an ace for Abby Yarnell. And we are tied 2-all. Just started this third set as Yarnell heads back to serve. Played up pretty well by Russellville. They'll go to the right side on the attack, played it by Ardondo. Sailing close to the net, and Parrish not able to get a playable second touch on it. Russellville back on top 3-2. Here's the serve by the Cyclones, played up by Ardondo. Yarnell dumps over the second touch, but it is played up by Russellville, and somebody was in the net there. It was the Cyclones. The outside hitter sails into the net for Russellville, and it is 3-all.
Looked like she had about half her body in the net.
Here's Rowan Patterson to serve for the Eagles. And it's an ace for the senior Patterson. And Paris leads 4-3.
Josh, we've seen a lot of aggressive, hard serves by the Eagles, getting the aces, getting some points for the Eagles. Good serve.
Good serve here again by Patterson. Standing attack will hit Ely, and Yarnell, I'm pretty sure, sailed under that net. She did.
She tried to stop, but she just kept sliding and went all the way across the line.
4-all. Still very early here in the third set. Serve coming from the Cyclones, played up by Ely. Yarnell to the middle to Moore. It's tipped to the net, played up by Russellville. They bump it over to the outside. Back-footed attack. I believe that hit the antenna. It did. That's an error against the Cyclones, and Paris leads 5-4.
Thomas now in for the Lady Eagles, playing the front row as Moore goes back to serve.
This one played up well by Russellville. They'll go to the right side, tipping here. It's hit to the net by Ely, popped up by Yarnell over to Patterson. That one, a good swing, popped up. Played over on a free ball by the Cyclones. Patterson to Yarnell, quickly to Ely, slapping this one towards the corner, but the libero tracks it down for the Cyclones. They will tip over the block here. Played it with one hand by Thomas. Harrell to Yarnell, who just frees it over. Russellville with a chance for some offense to the outside, and a good swing and a kill for Russellville. And we are tied 5-all.
It's good attack there by the Cyclones. Looked like they just went straight over the top of the block.
Serve coming. Played by Ely, tight to that net. Yarnell not able to make a play on it. And Russellville retakes the lead 6-5 here in set 3. This one played up by Patterson. Yarnell bumps it over to Ely coming up, aiming this one towards the gap, but tracked down in a dump shot here. Played up with one hand by Patterson, but Harrell not able to get to it and clean it up, and it is 7-5 Russellville. Here's the serve by the Cyclones. Low pass here for Ely, played over in the second touch by Yarnell, but Russellville plays it up. They'll attack from the right side, and they will score. And a timeout called by the Eagles. We will be back with you in a moment for the rest of set 3 after a word from our sponsors.
Tuber, where you can have an ice cream and watch football.
Or you have a coffee and watch volleyball.
Family owned, alumni owned, 22 Go Eagles!
Logan County Glass on Highway 22 in Paris. See them for all your glass and mirror needs, whether it's automobile, shower enclosure, windows, or commercial. Logan County Glass in Paris.
Looking for a fast and friendly pharmacy? ExpressRx offers free delivery, convenient drive-through, and personalized service. We are your hometown pharmacy. ExpressRx. Come in and experience the difference.
8-5 your score here. Still early in the third set. Russellville leading Paris by 3. The game tied at a set apiece. Here's the serve by the Cyclones. Played up by Arredondo. Darnell to the outside to Ely. That's going to be out. An error on the attack by Ashton Ely.
Just missed that back line for the Eagles. Patterson's going to sub out Comp coming in for the Eagles to play back row.
9-5 here. Russellville with a 4-point advantage and the serve, and that one in the net.
For our live stream audience, it seems like this set is going a little smoother for them, so we appreciate y'all's patience with us as this is get all the kinks worked out.
Good serve here by Harrell, but played up pretty well by Russellville, but an errant swing on the outside. Back-to-back errors here against the Cyclones. We'll cut the Russellville lead in half as Paris pulls within 2 at 9-7. Here's Harrell on the serve. Played up well by Russellville. They're going to go to the middle on the attack here. Arredondo there for the Eagles. Out to Ely, and a good swing on the assist from Abby Yarnell. The kill for Ashton Ely. And Paris within a point. Here's the serve by Harrell, and it's not going to be playable. It ping-pongs between the trio of Russellville players.
Volleyball, like most sports, is always a game of runs, and this one has been just that.
Here's Harrell. Popped up well by Russellville to the right side, and it will score. Little tip not able to quite complete the block for the Eagles.
Lady Eagles have Patience Rogers subbing in for Harrell. Rogers will be playing the back row for your Eagles.
We have seen, including the libero, 5 different DSs in there. This one clips the top part of the net, throws off Emerson Comp. It'll be an ace for Russellville, who now lead 11-9. And there is another one of those DSs coming on as Beatrix Wells, the sophomore, replaces Comp.
I think you'll see that probably a lot, just seeing who can be hot at passing.
This one played up by Arredondo, sailing close to the net. Yarnell tried to play it over with one hand, but not quite able to make the play on it. And a 3-0 run posted by Russellville after Paris managed to retie the game at 9-all. The score now 12-9 in favor of the Cyclones. Good aggressive serve here, played up by Rogers. Free ball coming from Thomas. And a good swing and a untouched kill by Russellville, who have done a really good job of taking advantage of the free balls that Paris has had to send over. (13-9) your score. Serve coming from the Cyclones, and it'll be an ace. It's played on the back line by Arredondo. And the Russellville lead balloons to 5 at 14-9.
Patterson comes in for Wells. Patterson will be now playing the back row as Fulmer tries to find somebody to get a good pass going, and it goes right to Patterson.
A free ball sent over by Patterson, so Russellville with another chance for offense here. They're going to go to the middle. It's tipped to the net by Thomas. Tipped over here by Rogers. Russellville easy play. They're going to go for the corner. Patterson there for the Eagles. Yarnell the outside to Ely. Good swing there, but the libero right there for Russellville. And they will get a quick set out to the outside and a good swing and a kill.
Really seeing the power and strength from the Cyclones this set.
A 6-0 run right now for Russellville, who lead 15-9. And another ace for the Cyclones, who now take the largest lead they've held at any point tonight at 16-9. Again, tied a set apiece, which you can see on your screen there. And Russellville leading here, and the lead grows larger with another ace.
Eagles struggling to get a pass up.
8-point lead for Russellville, and a serving error will end what was an 8-0 run for Russellville. And a lot of work to do for the Eagles in this third set. Ashton Ely is back to serve. We'll see if, now that they have serve again, that they can put together a run of their own. This one played up well by Russellville to the outside, tipped to the net, tracked down by Rogers. Bumped over to Patterson. That's tipped to the net, sailing out of bounds off the block, so Patterson scores.
I know I mentioned it before, but it's very important for these Eagles to get a tip on that block just to slow down Russellville's attack, give us a chance to get a better pass.
Here's a serve by Ely in the net. Serving error will take Ely off the line. And the score sits now at 18-11. Libero for the Cyclones back to serve. This one played up by Rogers. Yarnell bumps it to the right side to Thomas. That one's no chance on that swing. Well beyond the back line. It is 19-11. Another timeout called by the Eagles. We'll be back with you in a moment for the conclusion of the third set after a word from our sponsors.
Farm Credit of Western Arkansas and Paris. Proud to support our farmers, families, and Friday night football. Rural Ending, hometown strong.
When it's time for your next vehicle, shop local and drive with pride. You'll get more than a great car. You'll get hometown service and support from folks who know you by name. Paris Ford and Paris Chevrolet, proud supporters of the Paris Eagles.
At Union Bank, we're proud to invest in community. You'll see our logo or our team in every corner of our town because we're much more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors too. We're Union Bank, rooted in community and focused on you. Member FDIC.
Russellville with a healthy 19-11 lead here as we're getting deep into this third set, and Russellville threatening to take a lead in the set count as we're tied 1-1 at the moment. This one played up by Arredondo. Yarnell to the right side to Thomas, and that one swung into the net for another error. Russellville gets to 20 here in the third set, and they lead by 9. This set was tied at 9-all. So an 11-2 run posted by the Cyclones. This one played up by Ely. Yarnell the outside to Patterson. That one played up by Russellville. Not a great set, though. Athletic play to get that one over the net. And a good swing here by Rowan Patterson on the outside will get the point for the Eagles. We've got to find some momentum here in the third set. Alexa Arredondo is back to serve. Had a great run serving in the opening set. And this one's in the net.
I was about to say, this is who you want if you need to go on a run after that run she had on the first set, but that serve goes in the net. It's a point for Russellville.
21-12 the score. Cyclones back, ready to serve, looking to try to take a double-digit advantage here in the third set. Yarnell to Moore. It's tipped to the net. We'll deny them that double-digit advantage as Moore gets the kill, and it is 21-13. Yarnell back to serve. An 8-point deficit for the Lady Eagles. This one played up easily by Russellville to the middle, slaps this one over. Yarnell there. The set will come from Arredondo over to Patterson, who tips over the block, but Russellville able to easily track that one down. Standing attack from their right side. Arredondo there. Yarnell to Ely coming up. Punches that one over, won't score. A bump out to the outside. A good swing by Russellville, played up by Patterson, kept alive and freed over by Moore. Russellville trying to take advantage of the free ball. They attack from the right side, and they will score. 22-13 your score here in the third set. Russellville 3 points away and threatening to take a 2-1 lead in sets.
Also, coming in is Erica Garcia. She'll be serving.
Here's the serve by the Cyclones. Ely is there. Yarnell out to Harrell on the outside. That one played up by the Cyclones. They're going to tip this one over. It's dug out by Arredondo. Yarnell over to Harrell. Standing attack from the right side. Played up right over the net. Served up for Chloe Moore, but Russellville able to play it up. They'll send it over. Moore there. Yarnell to the outside to Patterson, who has to slap that one over. And it will score a point for Russellville on a quick 1-2 punch. A good adjustment at the net. And Russellville now leads by double digits, 23-13, 2 points away from claiming set 3. And that serve did not come off cleanly. It'll be an error on the serve for the Cyclones. But the Eagles have an awfully big hole to try to dig themselves out of in this third set, down late, 23-14. They're going to have to play error-free here. And that'll help the Paris cause as it's an ace for Rowan Patterson. Still an 8-point lead, though, for Russellville, who are just 2 points away. Here's Patterson on the serve. And that's what they couldn't afford to do in that situation. A serving error brings the score to 24-15, and Russellville a point away from taking a 2-1 set lead. Here's the serve by Russellville. Pass close to net, tipped over by Yarnell. Russellville plays it up. Not a great second touch, though. They're going to have to desperately send it over. Try to be tipped back on the first touch by Ely, but Russellville scrambles to it. Standing attack on the outside, Ely there. Yarnell back to Ely, and it'll be a kill for Ashton Ely. Paris will live to fight another point in this set. And we said they had to play error-free on the previous point. Now they really have to, because any error will end this set. Here's Chloe Moore. It's an ace for Chloe Moore. 24-17. It still feels like a gulf right now between Russellville and Paris on the scoreboard, with Russellville sitting there 1 point away. Here's Moore on the serve. Played it well this time by Russellville. They'll get some offense from the right side. Played by Patterson. It's sailing back, kept alive by Moore. The free ball from Patterson gets over. They're going to have to get ready to scramble here to the outside. On the attack, tip to the net, played up by Patterson. Paris has an opportunity here. Yarnell out to Ely on the outside. That's tipped to the net, and it will fall in for a Paris point.
Good fight there by the Eagles. You never know what a game will hold, and you said earlier they can't make a mistake, but you want to go on a run and see how close you can get.
There's a serve by Moore. Russellville to the outside on the attack. Low pass by Yarnell, played over the second touch by Ely. Russellville there easily for it. They'll go to the outside on the attack, and that one into the net. An attack error against Russellville, and the score 24-19. Still 5 points away from tying the game and denying that set point for Russellville. Here's Moore on the serve. Punched up late by the libero. They can't track it down. Made a late decision there. They paid the price, and it is 24-20.
Russellville making a substitution. This game of momentum. You want to get it going. Even if you don't win this set, you can get some momentum by scoring these next few points.
24-20, still set point for Russellville. More serving, popped up by the Cyclones. They'll attack from the right side. It's a tip. Ely there, another good chance here for Paris. And the block by Russellville will head out of bounds on the Paris side of the net. And we got a timeout on the floor by the Cyclones. Paris within 3 here, trying to post an epic comeback here. Back with you in a moment for the exciting conclusion of this set after a word from our sponsors.
Does shelter insurance cover shiny red cars?
Yeah.
What about purple vans?
Also, yes.
Monster trucks?
What's going on, son?
From shiny red cars to purple minivans, you can count on Shelter's local agents to help you protect what matters most.
Warren Shoes, your home for Nike, New Balance, North Face, and UGG. Locally owned since 1949. located in their iconic location on the square in downtown Paris. El Parion Mexican Restaurant, located on Highway 22 on the west side of Paris, for the best in Mexican cuisine. Go see them today at El Parion Mexican Restaurant in Paris.
All right, 24-21 out of the timeout. Here's the serve by Moore. Played up by the Cyclones. They'll go to the outside on the attack, and it is out. And this one getting interesting as it is 24-22. Paris going to have to find a way to reel off 2 more points to escape the set point opportunity Russellville's held for the last several points. Russellville to the right side, tipping here. It's tipped to the net, played up by Moore. Yarnell out to Ely on the outside, and that's going to fall in for a Paris point. And the most important point of this set coming up. Another timeout called first, though. We will be back with you in a moment after a word from our sponsors.
Ron Trusty and Logan County Insurance have been in the same location for 40 years. Proud Paris alumni. Go see him for your auto, home, life, commercial, and bonds. That's Ron Trusty at Logan County Insurance in Paris.
The most decisive point of this set by far. Here is Chloe Moore. It's a good one, but it's well received by Russellville. They'll go to the right side on the attack. Patterson plays it up. It's a good pass. Yarnell out to Ely, and Ely into the net. And that attack error will close out an exciting third set. Russellville will take a lead in sets 2-1, winning that one 25-23, denying a pretty epic comeback by the Lady Eagles. So a must-win set coming up for the Eagles here in set 4. We'll have that one for you here shortly after our set break here and a word from our sponsors.
Tuber, where you can have an ice cream and watch football.
Or you have a coffee and watch volleyball.
Family owned, alumni owned, 22 Brew.
Go Eagles!
Logan County Glass on Highway 22 in Paris. See them for all your glass and mirror needs, whether it's automobile, shower enclosure, windows, or commercial. Logan County Glass in Paris.
Looking for a fast and friendly pharmacy? ExpressRx offers free delivery, convenient drive-through, and personalized service. We are your hometown pharmacy. ExpressRx, come in and experience the difference.
Farm Credit of Western Arkansas and Paris. Proud to support our farmers, families, and Friday night football. Rural ending, hometown strong.
When it's time for your next vehicle, shop local and drive with pride. You'll get more than a great car. You'll get hometown service and support from folks who know you by name. Paris Ford and Paris Chevrolet, proud supporters of the Paris Eagles.
At Union Bank, we're proud to invest in community. You'll see our logo or our team in every corner of our town because we're much more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors too. We're Union Bank, rooted in community and focused on you. Member FDIC.
Does shelter insurance cover shiny red cars?
Yeah.
What about purple vans?
Also, yes.
Monster trucks?
What's going on, son?
From shiny red cars to purple minivans, you can count on Shelter's local agents to help you protect what matters most.
Warren Shoes, your home for Nike, New Balance, North Face, and UGG. Locally owned since 1949. Located in their iconic location on the square in downtown Paris.
Brendan Fields with Johnson Law Office in Paris and Clarksville handles wills, trusts, custody, adoptions, power of attorney, divorces, and personal injury cases. Call 479-847-3002.
Just about ready to start the fourth set of action here between Paris and Russellville. The Eagles find themselves trailing by a set here going into the fourth. Russellville leading 2-1. The Eagles won the first set 25-17. Looked pretty good in the latter stages of that set. Russellville won the second set 25-20. And Eagles nearly making a tremendous comeback in the third set, but ultimately being denied that as Russellville won 25-23, which brings us here to set 4, a must-win set for the Lady Eagles. Who will hold the first serve here.
See if we can carry that momentum of that run to the start of set number 4.
Abby Yarnell, the senior setter, will get us started in this one. That's going to be overpass back to the Paris side. Yarnell out to Patterson. Patterson with a good swing and a quick kill here for Paris to start the fourth set. Eagles lead 1-0. Yarnell on the serve. Played it well by Russellville to the right side on. One all here as we've just started the fourth set. And Russellville holds serve. They will put it in play. And it's an ace. Redondo moving up, not quite able to get to it. And it is 2-1 Russellville. Again, a must-win for the Eagles. Had a whole lot of momentum at the end of that third set. And this is going to be back-to-back aces, though, for Russellville. It is 3-1 in favor of the host team Cyclones. This one's going to be played by Ely. Yarnell going to send this one to the right side to Patterson, and a good cut by Rowan Patterson. Breaks the little 3-0 run by the Cyclones. Paris within a point now at 3-2, and Patterson will head back to serve. Here's the serve by Patterson. Good aggressive serve, but pretty well received by Russellville. They go to the right side. Standing attack is going to score. Great effort, but Yarnell sliding over, not quite able to get that free ball over.
Really good effort there. Just couldn't quite get it over. Comp comes back in for your Eagles. Comp will take the place of Rowan Patterson. Emerson to play the back row. Get her going, get some good passes going for these Lady Eagles.
4-2 Cyclones. Here's the serve by Russellville. Played up by Redondo. Yarnell to the right side to Harrell. And a good cross-court shot by the sophomore Addison Harrell will result in the kill, and Paris again pulls within a point now.
Thomas comes in for the Eagles. Thomas will be playing middle front for the Lady Eagles. That means Chloe Moore back to serve. Chloe's had some good serves. She went on a run there at the end of set number 3 for the Eagles. Looks like as we try to track down the volleyball.
Paris down 4-3 here, still very early in a must-win set 4 for Paris. Here's the serve by Moore. Russell the outside, they're going to tip over the block. Yarnell is there. Comp's going to set it out to Ely. Good cut, but a good pass put up by the libero for Russellville. And the shot on the outside is blocked, still alive for the moment, freed over by Russellville. One-handed tip by Yarnell, not going to get there. Had a tough time tracking down that first touch. And it is 5-3 Cyclones.
Arredondo back in for the Lady Eagles to play back row.
This one played up by Arredondo, but it is sailing over and out of bounds for another Russellville ace.
Little bit of struggle with the serve receive.
6-3 Cyclones. This one played up by Comp. And just able to avoid that net call. Ashton Ely will make the adjustment at the net. Good play there by Ely. She will score, and the score now 6-4. Here's Addison Harrell on the serve for the Eagles. Too close to the net, and Thomas will make them pay. The initial pass by Russellville essentially setting the sophomore at the net for Paris, and the Eagles within a point at 6-5. Here's Harrell. Overpassed again. Thomas trying to make him pay again. They're able to get to this one. She's going to stuff the second one down, though. She's going to draw the lift call as Russell tried to play it up. Russell will want the roofing call themselves, but
I think we've both got a bad lift called on both teams now. She popped that one up.
Yeah.
It never came to rest.
Regardless, the score sits at 6-all after that call by the officials, and a serving error will give Russellville the score right back at 7-6.
One thing new for high school volleyball is the elimination of the double call if the ball doesn't go over the net. It mimics the college and JO game where you can set another teammate and not have the double call.
This one's going to be played up by Emerson Comp. Pretty good pass. Yarnell out to Thomas. She has blocked the net back to the Paris side, though, and into the net was Thomas.
I thought we were going to get away from it. She was about 2 foot on the other side of the line as well. She tried to keep her body on this side, just couldn't do it.
8-6, Russellville with the lead, and another ace for the Cyclones. And it is 9-6, Russellville.
Patterson's going to come sub in for the Lady Eagles. Patterson in for Comp.
9-6 your score, Russellville up. This one played up by Arredondo. Yarnell bumps it to the right side to Ely, who has to try to punch it over, cannot do so. And it is 10-6 Russellville. It's a 4-0 run for the Cyclones after that lift call that we were talking about earlier. When the game was tied 6-all after that call, 10-6 now. Here's the serve by Russellville, played up by Patterson. Yarnell out to Thomas, and that one punched into the net. So another error. It is 11-6 Russellville. Here's the serve by the Cyclones. It's another ace, misplayed on the back line by the sophomore Rogers. I imagine this is the only game of the week for the senior high Eagles. I would expect a lot of work on serve receive in practice the rest of the week.
They'll be some growing pains with this team, but they're showing some good things here tonight.
Another ace for Russellville.
Serve receive hasn't been one of those, but
we've seen a lot of different sophomores, as I think we expected. Alexa Arredondo in libero jersey. She's a senior, but I mean, effectively a sophomore, as she had been an outside hitter until this year. So Coach Fulmer trying to find somebody to step up and be a good passer here and serve receive. They won't have to receive this one as Russellville serves it into the net for an error. And the score is 13-7. Ashton Ely back to serve. And this one in the net, and that's been a bit of an issue plaguing the Eagles tonight as well. They have not been able to maintain any momentum when they've held serve. some untimely errors. We've seen some big runs by the Eagles in this one where they've really showed those flashes you were talking about. You go back to the first set with Arredondo's run serving. Chloe Moore's run at the end of that third set when they nearly posted it would have been a huge comeback. I think that one was 24-15 and it ended 25-23. Serve coming here is played up by Ely, but kind of a late decision by her to try to play that one as it was questionable going towards the line. Another ace for Russellville, and it's 15-7 Cyclones. Here's the serve by Russellville. Played up by Helms. Yarnell out to Patterson. She tips here, but it's tracked down by Russellville. They play the second ball over, but Thomas right there slapping it back to the Russellville side, but they're able to corral it and get a good swing from the outside for a kill, and it's a 9-point advantage now for Russellville at 16-7. Serve coming from Russellville is going to hit Helms on the way out. It's another ace for Russellville, and it's a 10-point lead for the Cyclones.
I know our Eagle fans aren't used to seeing this, but we know this season is going to have some growing pains, but definitely there's a lot of talent out there, and as soon as they get some of the first game jitters and it's their time for the Parish program, this team will be just fine.
This one sent over by Ely. Can't score on this one. Russellville attacks the right side. That one's stuffed back to the turf. Patterson and Thomas there.
You got some strong senior leadership from Ely, Patterson, and Yarnell. There's some others that will, I think, help out throughout the year and provide some leadership for this team.
Well, we know they will be put through their paces in this non-conference schedule. We expect to see a lot of growth. And there's an ace by a sophomore, Beatrix Wells.
Well, this 5A conference, we're basically playing almost everybody in the conference. We play we play Farmington and Russellville, and then we have the tri-match with Greenwood and Greenbrier. That's 4 teams in that conference that we play. Looks like we got a scoring issue.
Well, I missed something too if they miss it because I have 17-9 on our scoreboard on our broadcast.
Love to see the Paris faithful make the drive down. We still got about 60 people here from Paris and a good little student section as well. Some guys came down to support the Lady Eagles.
A good serve here by Arredondo will be an ace. We'll see if the Eagles can muster up a little magic here down as we're getting deeper into this 4th set. And that error will snuff out that magic for the moment. 18-10 your score. Serve coming from the Cyclones. By Ely, but it's a rough one to play. It's sent over in a free ball by Moore. Russell to the outside, aiming this one in for a point. Game of inches on that one. Game of millimeters on that one, but they made the play. It is 19-10 Russellville, and Paris will call a timeout. We will take one with them. We'll be back with you in a moment after a word from our sponsors.
Ron Trusty and Logan County Insurance have been in the same location for 40 years. Proud Paris alumni. Go see him for your auto, home, life, commercial, and bonds. That's Ron Trusty at Logan County Insurance in Paris.
Tuber, where you can have an ice cream and watch football.
Or you have a coffee and watch volleyball.
Family owned, alumni owned, 22 Brew.
Go
Eagles!
19-10, your score right now in the fourth set. Russellville leading by 9 and threatening to take this one as a whole, as they already lead 2-1. Here's Yarnell over to Patterson. A good swing. They're touched by Russellville. No, they will now change the initial call.
The ball went out. I just thought we had a tip, but maybe not.
So it is 20-10. Serve here is played up by Rogers. Yarnell out to Patterson. Good swing, but played up well by Russellville. They'll attack from the outside block back to the Russellville side, and Paris will score. But again, much like in that previous third set, a pretty big hole for the Eagles to have to dig themselves out of in this one. And it is, again, a must-win set for the Eagles, with Russellville leading 2-1. Abby Yarnell to serve for Paris. That's a good one, and it's an ace for the senior. 20-12 your score. And Paris put some pressure on. They cannot. It's another serving error. Serving errors have been so untimely as they've tried to get a little bit of momentum and dig their way back into this one. 21-12. Russellville's 4 points away from ending the night. This one played up by Arredondo. Pretty good pass to the right side to Patterson. Great cut, but great defensive effort by Russellville. They tip it over and nearly score on it. It's freed over by Arredondo, though. Great hustle there by the Eagles. To the right side goes Russellville. They are blocked, but it's going to go out. Off the block. Point Russellville. They lead by 10, and they're 3 points away from taking the victory over the Paris Eagles. Here's Russellville on the serve. Played by Patterson. Yarnell back to her on the right side, and it's a kill for Rowan Patterson.
Lady Eagles able to get the point. Great effort. Back-to-back rallies there by the Eagles.
Patterson back to serve. Popped up pretty well by Russellville to the right side, and that one's got no chance. Out of bounds, attack error against Russellville. It's 22-14. Still a significant 8-point deficit for the Eagles here late in this fourth set. Good serve here by Patterson. It'll clip a Cyclone on the way out. It's an ace for Patterson, and it is 22-15. Is this the phase where Paris can put together a run, get themselves back into this set, and extend the game? We shall see as Rowan Patterson heads back to serve again. That one played up pretty well and serve received by Russellville. They'll attack up the middle. Off Yarnell's hands heading backwards. Tracked down by Arredondo and freed over by Ely. A little bit of a scramble for Russellville. They'll attack, and it's into the net. Not played cleanly on the Russellville side on that one, and it is 22-16. Here's Patterson. That one heading out, another untimely serving error.
Just served, or just sailed there on Rowan. Is a good aggressive serve, just couldn't quite keep it in.
Eagles chipped away the Russellville lead a little bit there, but they are running out of opportunities at 23-16. Russellville just 2 points away and now holding serve. Here's the serve by the Cyclones, played by Arredondo. Yarnell the middle to Moore, slaps it over, can't score. Russellville to the right side, Yarnell there for the Eagles. Set's going to come from Moore over to Ely. Libero right there for the Cyclones. Quickly out to the outside and down for a kill. A match point upcoming for Russellville at 24-16. It is do or die time for the Eagles now. Every point could end the game. We will see if Paris can extend it. Ely there. Arredondo bumps it back to Ely on the outside, aiming over the block, and it will score. Libero moving up for Russellville. Not able to get a clean pass up.
There's one. Need 7 more. Thomas back in the game for the Lady Eagles. Moore back to serve.
Here is Moore on the serve. It's a pretty good one, and it's an ace. Moore was the server when Paris went on that run at the end of set 3. Could not quite complete the comeback, falling in that one 25-23, which brings us to the position they find themselves in now. Another good serve. Back-to-back aces for the sophomore Chloe Moore, and it is 24-19. And kudos to her, especially sophomore, staying aggressive in the serve at this stage. If you just kind of loft that one over there, you're probably going to get dunked on. Here's a serve by Moore. Another good one, but well received this time by Russellville to the middle. Good swing here to Moore. Tipped over on the second touch of the net by Harrell. Sent back over to the Paris side. Yarnell over to Ely, aiming there, but the libero is right there to the outside. Good swing to the corner down the line. It's a kill, and Russellville will take this one 3-1 over the Paris Eagles. As the Eagles will drop their opener, their only game of the week. And as we said, a lot of good things ahead for the Paris Eagles as the season wears on. A lot of sophomores. I mean, I didn't get a count, but we saw a lot of sophomores in action tonight in various positions.
Quite a few. As you mentioned earlier, this is the only game of the week for the senior high team, but still a busy week for Paris Athletics. Junior high volleyball team will kick off their season Thursday night at home versus Greenwood. We have 7th grade, junior high JV, and junior high varsity all starting Thursday at 4 o'clock. And then on the football side of things, junior high football heads to Waldron Thursday night for their first game at 7 o'clock. And then the senior high football team will be at home Friday night at 7 o'clock to kick off the 2025 football season.
Of course, we will be with you for that game on Friday as Paris takes on Waldron in football's season opener, official season opener. Coming off the heels of their scrimmage against Charleston, Jamie Varnell will be with you on the call for that one.
We'll also be at the Dig tomorrow night for the first coaches show of the year with Coach Jeff Weaver. Myself and Eric Wells will be with Coach Weaver as we lead the coaches show live from the Dig at 5:30. So make sure the place will be open. Come and get some food and enjoy the first coaches show of the season.
A lot of volleyball ahead for these girls as they will continue to grow and improve. Like we said, a lot of growing pains, and I'm sure we'll be headed in the right direction soon. They have a lot to work on in practice as the week wears on. We talked about how this was going to be such a tough early opponent, and a lot of lessons learned tonight, I think, and they will, again, just continue to grow as the season wears on. They put together that tough non-conference schedule to get them ready for conference. I mean, it's all part of the process.
Well, I also think the standard that the Lady Eagle volleyball team has, that so many of these girls have been waiting for their turn. Really, like you said earlier, besides Patterson and Ely, the other ones have just been waiting for it to be their shot. And so with that comes some pressure, some anxiousness. And so I think coming to a big arena, playing a bigger school just adds to that. So obviously not the start you wanted for the season, but definitely there is a building base from tonight.
We'll be with you all throughout their journey as the season continues on. We hope you will join us, everyone at home, on the broadcast throughout as we see what the 2025 season holds in store for the Lady Eagles. That will do it for tonight. Russellville winning 3-1 over the Lady Eagles. Final score in each of those sets, 25-17. The only set win for the Eagles tonight, 20-25. Russellville won set 2, 23-25 in set 3. And then the fourth set that concluded just moments ago, Russellville winning 25-19. That will do it. For myself, Josh Reinhardt, and Trey Pryor, we thank you all for listening and hope that you'll join us again soon. Good night, everyone.